Hello everyone, welcome back to Tractor Tales and Cattle Tales. I'm your host Bryce, and we'll start off today by wishing everybody a happy and safe 4th of July. Hope you all enjoy your day with your families and enjoy lots of good barbecue or whatever it is you all do today. I happen to be in the shop working on a tractor. Excuse me. Today we're working on the 46 Allis Chalmers WC again, and we're starting the restoration process of the fuel tank. And some of you remember from episode 1, the fuel tank that came on this tractor when I bought it was completely rusted out. It was probably one of the worst fuel tanks I've ever seen on an old tractor. So I bought this tank from a guy up in Pennsylvania, got on Facebook and made a post about looking for a fuel tank from one of these, and he messaged me and had this one. So, and I pointed it out in episode 1, but in case you missed it, the only problem with it was this bracket had got ripped off, and he had a hole thorn right in here. So he took it, fixed it all up, patched it, welded the bracket back on, and he done a real nice job of it. But I want to go ahead and make sure it's not going to leak. So I spent the last couple days stripping all the old paint and rust and scale off of it. Really happy with how it turned out. I used the Bauer surface conditioner tool from Harbor Freight, and I'll put a link up down below in the description of the video from that. Pretty nice tool. If you guys don't have one, you do any of this kind of work, any kind of sheet metal or body work, stuff like that, you really should own one. So I stripped the biggest part of it down with that, and had to use the grinder with the wire wheel on it to get around this seam a little bit, up around the filler neck and down around that mounting bracket. So the next step of what we're going to do is I ordered a fuel liner kit. It's a KBS fuel tank sealer kit. I ordered this from Eastwood. If you guys aren't familiar with Eastwood, I'm sure most of you probably are if you're watching this, but if you're not, you really need to check out Eastwood. Go to their website, check it out. If you do any kind of restoration work of any kind, automotive, tractors, old trucks, any of that kind of stuff, sheet metal work, anything, they've got everything you could ever imagine that you need. Pretty good quality stuff, fair price, just an all-around good company to deal with. But I ordered the KBS fuel tank sealer kit from them, and when you order a kit for them, it comes with everything you need. I think it'll do up to a 25-gallon tank, I believe. Yes. The first step in the kit will be the clean, KBS clean. And you mix this with hot water, put it in the tank, let it soak, throw a chain or something in there with it, kind of break up some of the rust. This tank's really not that rusty, but there is a little bit. I mean, all these old tractor tanks have a little bit of rust in them. So we'll have to load this tank up, take it to town to do that. We'll have to do it at the house because I don't have any hot water out here at the farm. Anyway, that's step 1 will be that. And then after that, you put in the rust blast, and lid's coming off of it. This etches the metal, prepares it for that way the liner will stick to it. And it says it's powerful rust removal and etching, leaves a zinc phosphate coating. So pour this in, let it soak, swirl it around, turn the tank over. You guys know how that works probably. After we do that, let it dry real well. And finally is the gold standard tank cleaner. Tank sealer. You pour this in, and once again swirl the tank around, make sure you get the whole inside of the tank coated, and then drain out all the excess, let it cure. I think it's 96 hours according to the instructions, and you will have a completely fuel impervious seal that seals off any rust pinholes or anything like that. So put that in. It comes when you order the kit for them, it comes with gloves and a stir stick to stir the sealer, as well as the instruction sheet. So anyway, that's what we're going to do with this tank right here. I've never used this kit before, but it seemed to have a lot of good reviews online and on YouTube. So I figured we'd give it a shot. I usually, tanks I've sealed in the past, I've always used Red Coat. Red Coat is a good product, but figured we'd try something different for a change. So. Hey everyone, welcome back again. I had originally, it's a couple days later now, I originally planned on doing this a couple days ago when I filmed the first part of this video, but I got to town with it, kind of got busy, and being the 4th of July, so first of all I want to again wish everybody, hope y'all had a very happy holiday weekend. So we're going to go ahead and get started with the first step of this procedure, which is the cleaning. And I know I said I was going to do this in town. I did take the tank to town with me to the house, and I decided it'd just be easier to do it out here. So I brought some hot water along with us. So anyway, grab a drink here and we'll get started. Okay, first thing it says to do is to seal all openings with high quality duct tape. Pieces of rubber covering the holes secured by high quality duct tape, or cork-like stoppers secured by high quality duct tape. So, what I'm going to do is, there are 2 openings in this tank, the fill and the outlet. It's on this side. So, rather than use duct tape on the outlet, I stopped at the lumber yard and got a 3/8 pipe plug. So we're just going to screw that in there. And tighten it. That says to mix, I believe 1-to-1 ratio. Yes. Mix it at a 1-to-1 ratio with hot water and pour mixture into tank. Let tank soak and always rotate at intervals to assure KBS clean covers all surfaces. So we're going to go ahead and get the cleaner out. Probably wouldn't need all of this, but I'm just going to go ahead and dump it all in there. That stuff stinks. I'm going to grab a funnel. We will fill this up with our hot water. Perfect. I thought this was about a 2-quart jug. Still good and hot. Pour the hot water in. And then I'm going to throw in a couple of handfuls of nuts and bolts. that's already starting to see it bubbling up in there. Nuts and bolts and washers, kind of help agitate everything a little bit. And we'll seal the top off with duct tape. Layers on it so it's good and sealed. This is the point where if I had a running tractor out here, we would strap this tank to the wheel of the tractor and go for a ride. But one tractor I've got running at the moment is my C, and it's in town, so we'll just have to manually shake it. Anyway, says after you do that, you just shake it around. Heavy gum and varnish buildup may require extended soaking times up to 24 hours or more and the use of a pressure washer. I don't think we'll have to do that. There wasn't a whole lot of rust or varnish or anything in this tank, so just swirl it around and coat the whole thing. And that right there is why we're doing the liner, because we do have a couple of pinhole leaks in that weld seam. So I'm going to get this off my toolbox right quick, and okay, I'm going to swirl this around and let it soak for a while, and I'll bring you back when it's time to drain it and go on to step 2. Okay, I'm worn out now. It's been about a half an hour of letting that soak and swirling it back and forth, tipping it, rolling it around. That'd give your arms a workout. This tank wasn't too bad. There wasn't any gum or gunk or sludge or anything like that in it. Mostly just some surface rust, which the next step will take care of that. So that should be clean. We'll go ahead and pull the tape off and have a look down inside and see what it looks like. And it knocked off some loose rust, stuck to the tape. Yeah, quite a bit of loose rust it knocked off there. There it is. Bubbly. Oh yeah. Yeah, that cleaned up nice. Yeah. I think we're going to call that good on the cleaning step. So we will get something to pull that plug out and drain it into, and take it outside and wash it out with water real good. Move on to step 2. I was looking for an empty antifreeze jug I thought I had. I was going to drain it into that. Couldn't find it, so I'll just drain it into this bucket of junk here. Spider. Okay, let that drain. Get a magnet and fish out all the nuts and bolts. Yeah, that looks nice down in there. That looks real nice. Anyway, I'm going to let this drain. Probably take it outside and rinse it out. Fish all the nuts and bolts out of it. And we'll dry it real good. May let it air dry, or I may put the shop vac on it and blow some air into it. Try to dry it off that way. So we'll bring you back when it's time for step 2. This will probably be a 2-part video. This will be part 1 of the clean and the rust blast. And then we'll let it dry real good. It's a little humid today to put the sealer in. Temperature's about right. It's only 79 degrees, but it rained. Had a pretty good storm roll through here last night. Got pretty good rain, so might be a little humid for that. So this will probably be part 1, and when the weather cooperates here the next day or two, we'll do part 2 and put the sealer in. Then we'll be ready to finish the outside of it, paint it, and get it put back on the tractor. So I'll bring you back for the rust blast part. Okay, took the tank outside and flushed it all out of the water, got the rest of the nuts and bolts out of it, and turned out pretty nice inside. Turned out really clean. Like I said, this one wasn't too dirty, so if you have a real dirty, gummed up tank, you probably want to spend a lot more time on the cleaning process than what I did. That knocked all the loose rust out of it and cleaned up any little bit of varnish or whatever that was in it. So now we'll dump the rust blast in. And to do that, you just have to shake it up real well, get it all mixed up. Seal it and just pour it in. After you pour it in, we'll seal the top back up. Spill a little bit on there. Okay. If I can find what I did with my tape. after you get this sealed up, let it set in there, but you want to continuously turn it about every 5 minutes or so. And make sure it doesn't dry on any of the surfaces in the tank, but make sure the whole tank gets coated. And we'll do it for, it says, a minimum of 30 minutes to an hour. So I won't get all that on film. There's no sense of making anybody sit here and watch this tank with me for 30 minutes. Okay, that should be good. So it is 8:23 now. I probably dumped that in there about 8:20. So here in a couple of minutes we'll turn the tank just a little. Said hopefully this works. I've never used this kit before. Everybody says it's a really good kit. So say it's one of the best fuel tank sealers there is. We'll see what happens. Okay guys, it's been about 45 minutes so far. We're gonna let it go another 15 or 20 minutes, but I did make a mistake in how I told y'all we were gonna do this. I said we were gonna set it here and roll it, let it set for 5 minutes, roll it. But what we actually need to do is just pick it up and completely rotate it around and then let it set for 5 minutes. And then pick it up, rotate it around, let it set for 5 minutes. That's what I've been doing for the last 45 minutes. Let it run, like I said, about another 15 minutes or so, maybe 20. Make sure it gets a good etch on it. Main thing is you don't want to let it set too long and let it dry anywhere on the surface. We'll set here for another 15 minutes. Keep rolling it around. Drain it out and flush it out with water and let it dry real good. Hey guys, it's been right at about an hour. So we're going to roll it around one more time and tip it up on end. We'll take the tape off, have a look down inside of it. And if it looks like it's pretty well etched, doesn't need any more time, we'll drain it into that bucket over there. We'll take it outside and rinse it out. Let's give it one more good rolling around. Yeah, you can see where it's been leaking out of the porosity around that weld. So, good thing we went ahead and did this. Okay. Let's peel the tape off. My light ready here. Let's peel the tape off and have a look. I can already tell it does most of that. Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah, there is virtually no rust down in there. And it looks like it's well coated, so. All right, we can stand it up one end. And pull the plug out of it. Maybe. There we go. All right, we're back outside here. Going in here in the well house, turn the water on, get ready to flush that tank out. Should just left it on earlier, but I'm not really thinking about it. Oh, kind of dark in here. There we go. All right, let's get some water going. Water on. Just let her flush. We'll roll it around a time or two, but get to make sure the top gets flushed out. But just let all that flush through there and get it neutralized. And we'll take it back in the shop and let it dry. Let it dry real good. And then we'll get ready to seal it. All right, guys, I'm gonna sit here and watch this drain for a while. That's probably gonna cut it for this episode. Well, when the weather cooperates a little better here in a day or two, after it dries out some, we'll go ahead and put the sealer in it. And after that, I'm gonna get the outside of it cleaned up again. Some of that's cleaner, and that etching material or formula kind of leaked out around the seam there a little, but we'll get that all cleaned up. And still haven't decided if I'm going to put a little Bondo on it and smooth it out, make it smooth again where all that rust pitting is, or just prime it and paint it as it is. But we'll get that done. Oh, one more thing. Any of you guys, tractor guys that are watching this, if you've seen it to this point, appreciate it if you did. I'm looking for the oil cup for the air breather for a WC or WD Allis. I found a lot of the complete air breather assemblies, but I can't find a oil cup. So if anybody happens to know where one's at or has one that they'd want to part with, hit me up on here. So we're going to cut this right here. And thanks for watching. If you like this video, hit the like button, hit the subscribe, share with all your friends, and let's get the word out there. Thanks again.